Oh, yeah. What? Hello. Oh, yeah. That's me. There you are. Hello. Hello. It's me, Jake. Hello. Is this thing on? Hello. It's Friday. Oh, there. Oh, that's much better. Hello. It's Friday. It's me, Jake. Welcome aboard, Scott. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you out there doing whatever it is you're. Well, I can't tell what you're doing. I can't tell what you're doing. I hope you're doing well. Keith, greetings to you in Florida. Yeah, I'm wondering about Florida. As not COVID, had it already. As we're all kind of facing our next challenges, I wonder like what's going on. Oh, I don't need this on. Lady Jerry's not going to be making an appearance, so I don't need my mask in here. She's a bit tired, Lady Jerry. She's had a big day, hike on the beach, whatnot. Ouija, greetings to you. Jen, greetings to you. There you are. And I'm excited today. It's Friday. It's happy half hour. I haven't got any cocktail in here, but I do have a plan to go meet my friends and do our traditional Friday happy hour today. So that's exciting, and it's going to happen. I've missed a few weeks of that. Mary, I see you're watching there. Greetings to you. So what am I thinking? I'm really wondering how California versus other states in terms of deaths and hospitalizations and whatnot, how we did, because it's starting to feel like now. To me. Look, to me, what do I know? I'm a comedian in a silly room with a bunch of crap, and I'm just curious. I'm curious about the results in other states who just basically done nothing. How many deaths have they had? Because anyway, I could look. I could do my own research, but who's got time for that? Who's got time for that? Happy Second Friday. Yes, Rachel, happy Second Friday. I know you guys have been on your own for First Friday a lot lately, and I hope you've been nailing it. Is it margaritas I have on my usual happy hour? Yes, Jen, it is margaritas. We go to a Mexican restaurant down on Main Street. I might as well announce it. It's called Lula, and it's been there since I moved to this neighborhood. The Mexican food is pretty delicious, and the margarita, we get the Cadillac margarita with tahini instead of salt around the rim. It's got a little bit of a spice to it, and they don't skimp on the let's go Brandon ourselves with the booze on the tequilas down there. So I can say they're very delicious and powerful. And then we usually have some vegetarian nachos also, because a couple of the people are vegetarians, and I don't need meat on my nachos. I don't need meat to have a good time. I do like some meat. I'm not averse to meat. Thought today was Thursday, almost missed the daily briefing. Flavia, well, what a surprise for you. What a nice surprise for you that it's Saturday tomorrow. I don't know if Saturday, I don't even think that matters to you. But who knows? Cousin Lou's on 6th Street, goes there all the time. Jen, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good neighborhood standby. There's a couple of other Mexican restaurants in the neighborhood that we have gone to at times to vary it up. But this is a nice one. They've got a nice sidewalk, and they've got a nice outdoor back patio. And so, well, I shouldn't say so. It's not on the sidewalk. It's actually in. They've allowed the restaurants on Main Street here to take over the parking spots on the street and build little kind of either decks or just sit people right on the asphalt. And then they've got those Jersey barriers on the other side so you don't get killed by motorists. But so far, so good. We haven't had any problems with murderous motorists at the Friday happy hour. So far. I don't even like to say that right before I do it, but too late. I already did it. What are you saying, Ouija? All 8 of us are too lazy to show up unannounced. Yeah, well, you can't show up unannounced. You should announce yourself. But if you're coming, bring it. Jake Fest at Lula's, do they have a stage where you can do a show? I might be able to talk them into it. I think if we're going to do Jake Fests here in Santa Monica, we could do a daytime show. Why do shows have to be at night? That's where I'm at right now. That's where my head's at. I love the shows in Minneapolis this week were 8 on Wednesday and Thursday, and then 7 and 9:30 on Friday and Saturday. I have to say, I love this. I love me a 7 p.m. show, and I would say, why not a 6 p.m. show or a 5 p.m. show? You go to a 5 p.m. comedy show on a Saturday, Sunday, and then you go out for your pizza party after that, and you can still be in bed by midnight, which is always nice, if not sooner. I don't think Ouija has converted the results yet. At least I haven't seen an email about it. Pick, greetings to you. Michael, you're saying early bird show. Yeah, it's an early bird show. No worries about that. No worries about an early bird show. Nice old people start times. We don't have to refer I think, Mary, we don't say that we're old. We say that we're vintage. We're vintage people. We're vintage people. We're vintage people. We're time travelers from a simpler time that was in some ways better and in some ways effing terrible. So there you go. Jen, you're saying, so months back I was pretty down about doing shows and it had been a long, how was the flow of your show when you finally jumped back in? Thank you for asking, Jen. I may have talked a bit about that on whatever the last show was, but I'll talk about it again. It was really fun. Julie was there. Hello, Julie. Julie came in with her son and watched the show. The show was really fun. All the shows were super fun, and it felt good to be back on stage. I can tell you that I'm definitely interested in still doing shows for people who are interested in seeing shows, and that's why the people who are interested in seeing my show might prefer to come to an earlier show. And it's also, some of these comedy clubs, it's difficult for me to get on the schedule for the regular 6-show weekend because maybe I'm not drawing as many tickets or selling as many tickets for those late shows. And so maybe it's a win-win to do a different time. But see, Julie says it was great to see me. And it was great to see you. It was great to see all those people. Well-seasoned. We're vintage and well-seasoned. Yes, Mary. Well-seasoned vintage people. Well-seasoned vintage people. I would even say we're collectible. Or artisanal, if you must, if you like. Time for me to come to New York City, or North Carolina. Sorry, I just put that York in the middle. NC, North Carolina. Scott, yes, I'd love to come back to North Carolina. And there was someone, oddly enough, the first show in Minneapolis was on Wednesday. There were only 11 people there, so we got to know each other. And one couple was about to have their bridal shower, and there was a woman there who knew who I was, who came up from North Carolina to visit her friends. I'd love to get back to North Carolina. I'd love to get back to Raleigh. Charlie Goodnight's is a place that I also love. But, who knows? If you can't be with the one you love, you've got to love the one you're with. And I'm trying to get with North Carolina. Oh my goodness, look at what's happened. This is going to be exciting, right? When this happens. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Here we go. Boom! Reality check. That's the way it actually looks in here because you could see my name is spelled correctly over. Why do I keep there? There it is. There it is. There it is. There's my name. Okay. So anyway, I fixed it. And I think I've got my hands on the proper arms. Rachel had a big hour-long arduous interview this week. Already found out oh, you're talking to Rachel. You had a big interview this week, Jen? Well, I think you're doing, you're strongly moving, you're still moving forward, Jen. Don't get discouraged. Just keep punching the bag. Just keep punching the bag. Mary, New York, come to Utica, New York. Oh, well, that hadn't occurred to me. I have to say that one of the things about this weekend in Minneapolis, because I was there I got there on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I was there for 5 nights. And 5 nights of not being here seemed like a lot, but that used to be my routine. So we'll see how that goes. You're still trying to figure out where Thursday went. Flavia, don't worry about it. I'm sure you killed it, and I'm sure it was great. Somebody probably has some surveillance footage of what you were up to, but I think the less you look into that, the better. Focus on Saturday. That's what I think. You don't like the job failures becoming your MO. Well, I don't like that these employers aren't appreciating the magic that is you. That's what I don't like. Jake Fest idea, we could go to Dallas and all of us could accompany Jen on a job interview. Ouija. Oh, I love that. We could all fly in on a Thursday, have a nice karaoke cocktail reception, go to Jen's Friday interview, or are we going to stay over the weekend and then maybe go to the job interview on Monday? After a whole weekend of jazz, we're going to barbecue. We're going to do it all. I mean, if we're going to, we might as well square dance if we're going to Texas. That's how I look at it. I don't think that's cultural appropriation because I think I come from square dancing people. Watch the last briefing later. Glad to see Lady Jerry doing so well. Yeah, Julie, Lady Jerry is doing great. She was out. She had a walk on the beach with a friend today. I just saw her. She's been out and about. She went for a ride in the car. I put the car on the street so I could get the truck out today to gas it up because next week I'm going down to this gig in where is it? Dana Point. So Tuesday, my plan is to do the show, but I'm not sure I'm going to be available. If I am, I'll be there Tuesday, and then Friday, that's going to happen. But I'm hoping Tuesday also. Show up at the interview disheveled and hungover. Great idea, Rich. Truth is, you kill at interviews. You're thinking God is keeping you away from jobs that are for you. Well, Jen, you just keep locking up those interviews. You try. You go in there. It's not look, it's mutual. Somebody doesn't want you, you don't want them. You see, this, you don't give them that, but you can do that. That's an obscene gesture. Trina, yes, they're all great friends, Trina. You've joined a squad of people who all know, and these people all didn't necessarily know each other before this started happening. But we've been at it now. We're coming up on 2 years. 2 years of this. What we're up to here. So I'm not playing favorites. We've got a great team here. We've got a great team. So what can we do to? Oh, what was I thought? Oh, Friday. It's always nice to take a look at the Hollywood Producers Directory, right? To see what movies we've missed. This is the Hollywood Producers Directory, reminding people, those of us who may be inebriated, that it's the spring 1991 issue. I don't know if there is another one of these, but man, I'd love to get these from all the years. What are the weekend plans for the Jerry? Rachel, no Super Bowl party. We're not doing it. Lady Jerry is not authorized to go to parties yet. I'm doing my Friday happy hour with my friends on the street at Lula's tonight. Tomorrow, I've gotten clearance and all the paperwork is in order for me to go have a night with my jiu-jitsu friends watching the fights, watching the UFC tomorrow. I've never done that before, never watched the UFC with a group of people. Very excited to do it. I plan on keeping my mouth shut because most of the people there are better at fighting than I am. But just to watch it and have them listen to what they've got to say about it, and it'll be fun. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. We've got some friends coming over to hang out on our deck on Sunday. My friend Matt Weinhold, comedian from the Bay Area, from many, many long times and great times ago, and his wife, Carrie. And so that's going to be very, very nice. Trapped in the internet for 2 years watching daily briefings. This is becoming its own version of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Yeah, tell me about it, Ed. I do leave this room, but I come back like an astronaut. I'm out there with my jetpack and my tank, my survival tank. Bob, you're saying do the opposite in interviews. You once had an interview that you decided 1 minute into that you had no interest in working for this guy. You proceeded to start pounding down beers on his dime and being totally obnoxious. At the end of the interview, he offered the job and you turned him down. Wow. Show him your worst side. Might be attractive to some employers. Yeah, I feel like, Bob, we're at a time, well, although this is a strategy that you're advising, that I think not giving a shit is one of the keys to success in show business and stand-up comedy, is that you just have to get out there and do it. Pick, you're saying, please tell you that Joe Rogan won't be at tomorrow's gathering. I'm not that good of friends with Joe Rogan, so he won't be at that gathering. But I do think that you may have an understanding about Joe Rogan that's different to mine, because I've heard Joe Rogan. I've listened to the podcast. I've heard him talk to a lot of people, and I know people who know him, and he is not the person that he's being portrayed as in the media. And I've heard him say, but I also believe that what's going on here is the mainstream media, CNN, Fox News, whatever, they're a little bit tired of some comedian who likes to smoke pot with Elon Musk. They're a little bit tired of that guy having a bunch of people listen to him. And they're a little bit tired of that guy being able to talk to somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson for 3 hours. And so they're trying to get him taken off the board. That's the way it seems to me. But what do I know? I'm not a hater. I'm just trying to be a decent guy. So I would say, if you're hating on Joe Rogan, maybe go to his Instagram and watch his response to the idea that he was disseminating false information about COVID, and B, his response to the racism stuff, and just see how he handles that, and see how different that is from the way a lot of other media people are handling their difficulties, and politicians as well. See what happens. See if you like it. See if it changes your mind. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. We're friends either way. You still get job offers, Keith, and you've been retired for 5 years. Wow, you must have really been killing it when you were working. Rachel, you and Jason are celebrating your 30-year dating anniversary on Valentine's Day. Oh, you'll be watching this. Will take about an hour. That's so sweet. Well, thank you. I went through a terrible breakup right before that. So, what is this? Your Super Bowl menu this year is Bang Bang shrimp tacos, queso, warm bacon cheese dip, and fried hot wings and raw veggies with creamy guacamole ranch dip. Wow, that sounds like an awesome. That sounds like an awesome recipe. Sue, greetings. Good to see you here. Yeah, the N-word compilation pick. Yeah, I get it. You can you can listen to his response to that, and certainly it's indefensible, and he agrees with that. But you can listen to his, not defense, but explanation of what was going on, and his heartfelt regret for the mistakes that he's made. So, let's see what you think. Ouija decided Jake Fest at Jen's. You get the guest room. Yeah, we may just have to do it at Jen's house. We may just have to, Ouija. I would prefer to do it in Alaska, though. If I had to say, if I was going to my choice of locations, I love Alaska, and we could all pitch some tents. Who knows? Okay, so today, here's a horror movie from. This is again a script idea from copyright 1990 by Joseph Mathewson of New York City, New York. It's a feature. It's called Bats. And you think it's about bats, right? Like bats, like Batman. It's not. It's baseball horror. Nice. TV news reporter Jane Malloy would do anything to get a big story and get out of Hoboken. And which is, I think, arguably a mistake. But time has proven that Hoboken is where the money's at. If you were in Hoboken in 1990 and you held on to your property, you'd be rich right now. But Jane Malloy is living in 1990, and so she doesn't know that. She thinks she's on to a winner when a drug scandal brews for the local AAA baseball team, the Jersey Pals. As Jane, a hotshot pitcher, and hotshot pitcher Norm Sedgwick take a closer look, they find there's drug use all right, but the drug makes cocaine look like aspirin. I don't know how that works, but it's a performance enhancer that turns first the players and then their fans into ravenous human vampires. Say goodbye to day games, everybody. Once your team is all nightmares, It's all night, or all vampires. It's all night games and nightmares from then on. The drug was developed by the George Steinbrenner wannabe who owns the pals, and when he finds that Jane and Norm are on his tail, the results are almost fatal for both. Could be funny also. Vampire baseball players, I like it. So they're bats and also bats. So this is a winner. This I have to say, I we subscribe to so many streaming services, but if Bats was a movie, I'm telling you, Joseph, right now, if Bats was a movie, I forget about renting it. I would own it, and I would show it every year on opening day of baseball and also Halloween. So there you go. Bringing your tiny house to Jen's, you expect to spend about a month. Bob, great. This is going to be great. Could only happen in New Jersey. That's right. This movie sounds like a home run, Ed. Yes, you're right. Trina, you vacated Jersey with no punctures to your neck. Yeah, well, you're lucky. That's before the vampire baseball players moved in, which didn't happen as far as we know. Although there's so many movies that get made that we never see or even find out about because they're terrible. That's what you think. But not all movies that are not popular are terrible. There are some movies that are actually good that just didn't get critically reviewed. I was in one. I think Mrs. Parker and the Vicious Circle, pretty good movie. If you're into Dorothy Parker and the Algonquin Round Table. The problem with a baseball-based thriller is it takes forever and nothing happens. David, that's because you don't understand the plot. See, that's a little baseball. Anyway, Bob, you're saying you highly recommend Hobo with a Shotgun starring Rutger Hauer. I don't think that's actually called Hobo with a Shotgun, but it may. Is Motel Hell in that book? I'm not sure, Ouija, if that's in there. I haven't read all of them. I'm knocking them off one at a time. It's going to take a little longer for that than the Children's Bible, which tells you something about 1990. Mary, you loved Rutger Hauer. I loved it also. I loved it. I loved him also. Since Blade Runner. You love Motel Hell. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look up Motel Hell. Ed, you're saying your son and you are in a few frames of Moneyball, the nighttime crowd scenes they shot in Oakland. Well, how about that, Ed? Congratulations. You're a movie star. You're an underappreciated celebrity. Julie, you love Vicious Circle, but needed more Jake. Well, there's more Jake on the cutting room floor. If you ever get a time machine, you'd like to go back and work on the crew of that one, you get a chance to see me. Split Second with Rutger Hauer is good, kind of funny. Well, I think we're all going to be IMDbing Rutger Hauer at the end of today's show. Well, Bob, you've got the Wikipedia Hobo with a Shotgun. Excellent. The Hitcher. Okay. That's what it's actually called. Let's see. I'm switching over here. No, it does say Hobo with a Shotgun. Let's read the plot of Hobo with a Shotgun. A hobo arrives by boxcar in the city of Hopetown. Now, I've heard towns named Hope, but I haven't heard of a town named Hopetown. A hobo in Hopetown. Now, what about that as an alternate title? Hobo in Hopetown, that's a whole different movie, but I also like it. Its graffiti welcome sign read, Scumtown. The city is brutally ruled over by a crime lord named the Drake and his sadistic sons, Ivan and Slick. The hobo sees an amateur filmmaker shooting a bum fight style movie. A bloodied man, Logan, the Drake's younger brother, screams for help. The Drake and his sons arrive and, labeling him a traitor to the townspeople, publicly decapitate him with a barbed wire noose. Holy cow. Rutger making a crazy choice here. Directed by Jason Eisner. Nice. Well, and it's starring Rutger Hauer, but that's not all. Molly Dunsworth is in this, along with Nick Bateman. Any relation to Jason Bateman? Who knows? Wishing to buy a lawnmower in a pawn shop, the hobo begs for change on the sidewalk. he wants to buy a lawnmower because he's looking to get into cutting lawns. That's what I'm imagining. After seeing a group of punks drag a homeless man, he sneaks into the Drake's nightclub. Inside, the brothers and their henchmen torture and kill homeless people in arcade-style games. What the hell kind of... Man, Hopetown has really gone off the rails. I'm not going to read the rest of this because I don't want to spoiler alert the whole thing, but where can you watch Hopetown? Unfortunately, Wikipedia doesn't... the budget was $3 million and the box office was $835,000. So Hopetown didn't really... Don't get your hopes up, producers of Hopetown. But it does have a nice poster, delivering justice one shell at a time in Hopetown. Okay, Rucker, that nice one, Ed. Thank you. You made the show today. I really appreciate Hobo in Hopetown. Just got here, Mark Jaffe. Did you miss anything? Yeah, you missed Hobo with a Shotgun. The review of that. We're all gonna watch that. We're all gonna group watch it at Jake Fest maybe. Don't forget Lady Hawk. Exactly picked. Don't forget Lady Hawk. Blade Runner is the best Rucker Hauer movie ever. I agree with that, Ed. Julie, your dad spent some time as a hobo riding boxcars when he was young. I hope your sisters know more about that because I don't understand. Well, riding boxcars sounds like a romantic... I had a friend, John Ridley, comedian, author of movies, including 12 Years a Slave. He directed that. I think he wrote it. Maybe he didn't direct it, but John Ridley, he rode some boxcars. He wrote a book about that. And he told me he did that a little bit. Sounds like season 2 of Reacher. Nice clarification of hobos versus bums in season 1. Yes, Scott. I keep trying to talk Lady Jerry into watching the first episode of Reacher because she's read some of the books. She and our neighbor, who's also a refined lady, both got into these Jack Reacher books, and I think they just liked the idea of a giant macho guy who could clean up business and be nice and fight injustice and fight each other. I love the idea of the Jack Reacher character where he just wears his clothes until they've had it, and then he buys new clothes and throws his other clothes away. That's sort of a fantasy of mine, although I do enjoy my pants, and I hate the idea of like, geez, I love these pants. I don't want to get rid of them. But that's what keeps you wearing them for so long. Jen, you're saying if your job search doesn't work out, you're totally down with being a hobo on a boxcar with your stick and handkerchief full of Bloody Mary ingredients. Yeah, well, you need to have you gotta have an angle. If you're gonna be a hobo, you gotta have an angle. So you're the bartending hobo. If you can also singing bartending hobo, that's another movie that I would buy. Hobo from Hopetown. No, Hobo from Hopetown is Hobo is on HBO Max. Oh my goodness. It's almost time for the end of the show, everybody. And what better time? Hobo with the Shotgun. Is Hobo with the Shotgun really on HBO Max, Ed? Really? Is it really on there? Because I don't need this kind of disappointment on a Friday. I don't need to start my weekend off with that kind of disappointment. But if Hobo with a Shotgun is on HBO Max, I'm downloading it and I'm watching it in the Kimbo tonight when I'm already saucy on margaritas and vegetarian nachos. I'm going to dig into some Hobo with a Shotgun and just relax in my camper and get ready for a big Saturday. I'm going to the e-waste recycling center on Saturday tomorrow. I forgot to tell you that. I went to fill up the truck with gas to go to my gig. I purchased a car wash, but there was such a line that I got a rain check. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to get the truck washed. Then I'm going to go to the e-waste recycling center, and then I'm going to find somebody who I can talk to Hobo with a Shotgun about. That's what I want to do. All right. Wow. Barbara, you got the link for Hobo with a Shotgun on Amazon. Great. Jen, the reason I'm eating vegetable nachos is not because of Belinda. It's because of our other friends. All right, so I've just ticked on Hobo with a Shotgun. You can rent it for $3.99. You got to buy it on HD. I need more purchase options because it's a racket, the HD. I think I'd buy it on SD for $10. But first, I'm going to check and see if it's on the old HBO Max, like Ed said. You never kid about hobos with shotguns, and I believe that. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. HBO has all the rights to all the hobos in the city. I feel like that is a great. I would watch Hobos in the City. It's the next season of Sex in the City, where the Sex in the City ladies all become hobos, and they still want to get laid all the time. I love it. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hobos in the City, please. Sexy hobos in the city. I don't know. We're still working on the title, but you guys get the concept. All right. We don't have to do that. Producer's directory isn't the only way to come up with great ideas. We can do this on our own. High school teacher took a couple of students hopping rails in Seattle. Wow, that must have been, he'd be jailed for that today. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Your class sponsors teachers let you buy tickets at your first class officer dinner junior year. I'm not sure what that means. Buy drinks, let you buy drinks. Oh, I see. Yeah, drinks. Of course. Of course. Back in the day, your teachers would go to a bar with you, but you could drink when you were 18 also. The world is safer as of last week. You sold 2 of your guns. Well, great. I hope you got some good money out of that. All right. Wet wipes rule. I'm not sure what that's about, Scott, but I agree. Yeah, the fight party I'm going to, they might have seen Hobo with a shotgun, but I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to check it out. Love you too, Todd, and best to you and your family. All right, so here we go. It's time for Seize the Day. Are you ready? Are you ready for a bit of Seize the Day? Because it's time for Seize the Day. So today's Seize the Day is by Ed Helms. How about that? Hangover, pretty good. We're really enjoying baskets. Got to say that. Really enjoying baskets. Have a great Super Bowl, everybody. Here in Los Angeles. Maybe I'll just drive down there and get stuck in traffic. That sounds fun. Ed Helms, today's Seize the Day. I have it right here. That's how you know, because you could hear me tapping it. Don't be afraid of fear, because it sharpens you. It challenges you. It makes you stronger. And when you run away from fear, you also run away from the opportunity to be your best possible self. And also to straighten shit out in Hopetown. Hopetown. If you're afraid, you're never going to get that shotgun and straighten things out in Hopetown. So, don't be afraid of fear. It sharpens you, it challenges you, it makes you stronger. And when you run away from fear, you also run away from the opportunity to be your best possible self and save Hopetown. All right, everybody. I love you all. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Please take care of yourselves. Please take care of each other. Try to be nice to a jerk. And I love my sister's way of doing that. You just say, you're lucky it's be nice to a jerk day when somebody does a jerky thing. So that's the way you're nice to a jerk, but you're also setting them straight. I don't recommend that at a fight watching party. And finally, don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. Happy hour. Let's all go to happy hour. Here we go.